What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. On this segment, we're going to do a quick breakdown. Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Looks like this one is going to go down. Damn, that's a great fight. Excellent test for Khamzat Chimaev. We get to see where he's at. And Gilbert Burns is either going to lose to an up-and-coming killer, or he's going to put another notch on his belt. Possibly derail a hype train. Let's get into it. Alright, Khamzat Chimaev, let's go over his stats. 27 years old, young man, 6'2", 75-inch reach. His total mixed martial arts record, it's perfect, 10-0. 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He does have an amateur record, 3 wins, 1 knockout, 2 subs with that. He is a phenomenal wrestler, super talented wrestler, winning gold in the Swedish Nationals 2018, 2016, and 2015. Not only that, he's been training various martial arts since a kid. That goes for boxing, judo, wrestling, a little bit of sambo if I'm not mistaken. Right now he's ranked number 10 in the UFC welterweight rankings. He doesn't seem to have an issue switching from welterweight to middleweight, and he performs phenomenal at middleweight as well. Alright, moving on to Gilbert Burns, 35 years old, 5'10", 71-inch reach. Gilbert Burns is a highly decorated black belt, 3rd degree in BJJ. We're talking about bronze in ADCC 2015 Sao Paulo, in the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships 2011 gold, silver in 2009, silver in 2006. World No-Gi Championships 2013 gold, 2010 gold. World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup gold in 2010. So to say he's a BJJ ace is kind of an understatement. He does have extensive training in Muay Thai, very formidable stand-up. Mixed martial arts record, 20 wins, 4 losses, 6 wins via knockout, 8 wins via sub, 6 decision. By the way he's finishing people, you can clearly see that Gilbert is well-rounded and dangerous everywhere. Right now, Mr. Burns is number 2 in the UFC welterweight rankings. He won his last fight against Stephen Thompson, that was via unanimous decision, and he lost to the champ Kamaru Usman via TKO back in February of 2021. Alright guys, so the matchup. How could this fight possibly play out? I like to talk about both paths to victory for each guy, and I also like to get to the point, jump right into who I favor in the fight. Call me crazy, and I'm sure some will. I actually favor Khamzat Chimaev. Yes, I know he's a newcomer. Yes, I know he's an overall relative greenhorn. There's a lot of questions with Khamzat Chimaev. We haven't seen a lot of things. We haven't seen him hurt, rocked, rally back. We haven't seen him dragged into deep water. We need to see more of his stand-up in the UFC. Styles make fights. We need to see him against different styles, more opponents, but as time goes on, that's going to happen. Now, the reason we haven't seen him in dragged out fights is because he's finishing guys early, dominantly. I mean, he's not even getting hit in these fights. 4 fights in the UFC, I think via stats he's been hit twice. If that. I mean, that's completely absurd, regardless of the status of his opponents. Now, we did see him score a super fast knockout in the UFC, but if you do some research on him and if you have questions on his stand-up, you'll see videos out there from his previous fights. He looks good. He looks good. He looks very comfortable. He looks technical. He looks fast. He looks explosive. Rumor has it, as good as his grappling is, his stand-up is just as good or better. They say Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute killer in training, that we haven't even seen anything yet. That's the rumor on the block. I have to big up Gilbert Burns a little bit. I just gotta say, Gilbert Burns is a killer himself. This guy can hurt you, he can knock you out on the feet. He's developed super formidable stand-up. How about the ground? You don't want to be on the mat with Gilbert Burns. He will tap you out. He will control you. He's like a shark in the water on the ground. He also has a phenomenal killer instinct. He's very tough. He's mean in there. That's why I love this fight with Khamzat Chimaev, because Khamzat Chimaev is just as mean. And styles make fights. Styles make fights. I personally do think that Khamzat Chimaev has such top-notch wrestling and control and dominant positioning that he can neutralize what Gilbert Burns does on the ground. Now, this is not a BJJ match, guys. It's an MMA fight. When you mix everything that encompasses MMA into a fight, it changes a lot of things. If this is a straight BJJ match, maybe Gilbert Burns taps him out. But I think Khamzat Chimaev is damn good on the ground. I think he's very well versed in many areas on the mat. I think he's going to stifle Gilbert Burns. I think he's going to maintain a strong, dominant position. If the fight hits the mat, I think he's going to be okay. On top of that, he's super strong. How about the stand-up? That's kind of probably the biggest question mark. We've seen what Gilbert Burns could do often. Khamzat Chimaev, we've seen snippets of it, very impressive. I think he's going to be okay on the feet against Gilbert Burns. But that's just me. That's kind of just like analyzing what he does on the feet in previous fights, looking at his technique, how comfortable he is. It's just theory and speculation for sure, a hunch. I think he's going to do just fine, and it's going to be very competitive. I do think he's dangerous in a stand-up. But I think the main factor in this fight is going to be the ground. I mean, that's kind of like Khamzat Chimaev's bread and butter. I don't think he's going to be afraid to take Gilbert Burns down. To me, he has more options in the fight. He can keep the fight on the feet, or he can take it to the mat. And once again, I do think he's going to maintain top position on the mat. I think he would control Gilbert Burns, land ground and pound. I'm not sure about submit Burns, maybe TKO, maybe win a dominant decision. Definitely leaning towards Khamzat Chimaev. Path to victory for Khamzat. Even though Gilbert Burns is dangerous on the mat, he's so credentialed in BJJ, I think that's Khamzat's path to victory. Mix it up, take the fight to the mat often, control Burns, land that ground and pound, soften him up, see what presents itself. Gilbert Burns, I think his best shot is to knock Khamzat Chimaev out. Do his best to keep this fight on the feet, make it ugly, land power shots, definitely land leg kicks, because that may affect Khamzat's movement, his explosiveness with shots. I think being on the mat with Khamzat Chimaev is fine if Gilbert Burns softens him up first. Do some big damage, get him tired, make him work. But overall, I think it's more of a worse fight for Gilbert Burns than vice versa. I know that sounds crazy, because we haven't seen Khamzat Chimaev against a ranked guy. Well, not highly ranked. This is a really big test for him, and I do think he's going to pass with flying colors. So final pick for this fight, Khamzat Chimaev. I'm thinking via decision because Gilbert Burns is tough, man. We'll see what happens. You guys let me know in the comment section who takes this fight and why. I would love to read your thoughts and pick. Thanks for watching the video. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, guys. Like and share this video. That's how you can help support the channel. Appreciate it so much. And until the next breakdown, you all take care. Let's cross our fingers this one goes down, no hiccups, and we see this fantastic fight. You guys take care.